All right, peace, y'all. Peace. I want to break down a few things for y'all today. I want to talk about two things. Um, so I want to talk about the term bug breaking. If you're, you know, if you're Caucasian, you may not like this video, but it it has a lot to do with history of your ancestors and mine. Um, the term bug breaking, BUCK, breaking, is something that a term that was used um, back in the day, way back in the day. You know what I'm saying? In the 1700s, um, my African ancestors went through this traumatizing situation of sodomy against the black man and the black woman. So I'm just going to break it down and how it trickled down into Hollywood and how it started. All right, so you ask, what is the term buck breaking? In essence, buck breaking occurred when an angry American slave master thought a slave was being defiant and needed to be taught a lesson. So, like, this is where you get that whole scenario of, you know, put the dress on, put the dress on. You know, like Dave Chappelle said, they asked him numerous times, put the dress on. In their eyes, they thought that Dave Chappelle was rebelling. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like a sense of, why do I have to commit to this? You get what I'm saying? Why demasculate? Why do I have to be demasculated? You get what I'm saying? Although Dave Chappelle wasn't really a person that was defiant or rebelled against the powers that be. He stood for what he stood for. You know, this is a trait that's been going on for years. You know what I'm saying? For years. Hence, the African male slave would be forced to lower his pants and bend forward over a tree stump. So when you see people sagging their pants, also understand that this is buck breaking. Now they say that the sagging of the pants started in jail, but you got to also remember, where did that start from? You get what I'm saying? And this is a trend that continued to go on. So you got somebody. This is my thing. Somebody had to have told somebody in jail to do this, because how would they just say, somebody is in there and say, you know what, I'm gonna make all my brothers sag their pants, and it's gonna go all around the world. If you look at videos and stuff from the '80s, men didn't sag their pants. That shit just came into play in the '90s. You get what I'm saying? That came into the play in the '90s, sagging your pants, and the one pant leg up and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So who's behind this? You know what I'm saying? Who's really behind this? Is it them people that's behind this? You had LL Cool J wearing his pants leg up and sagging his pants and all of that stuff. So, you know, um, we got to ask ourselves, where's the beginning? Now, I don't want to pinpoint it and say it came from a certain organization, you know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure it did. So back to what I was saying. Hence, the African male slave would be forced to lower his pants and bend over a tree stump with his buttocks propped in the air. The American slave master and or someone he appointed to carry out the ensuing inhumane act would then proceed to flog the slave amongst to a state of unconsciousness. So technically, the slave master didn't have the balls to do it himself. He would send his minion, probably another black individual, to embarrass the both of them, because you got to understand, it wasn't fair. These times, there was no fairness and equality. So I'm pretty sure they used that guy Some people may call it the dude in the Django. You know what I'm saying? Samuel L. Jackson, that guy. You know, they probably the slave master probably told him to do it. You get what I'm saying? And the slave master got pleasure out of it. But I'm gonna continue to read. Circumstances would then get worse for the slave, as the slave master, whom likely was driven by homosexual urges, would then proceed to rape the slave in front of his wife, kids, and friends, whilst others, white homosexual males, to join in on their heinous sodomy act. So this would be a process where individuals would make this a moment. You know what I'm saying? They would make it a show and watch the sodomy of the black man, because they had to be some strong individuals to get through this, man. You get what I'm saying? I mean, man, you can't fight back. I mean, if you fight back, you lose your life. So it's a lose-lose. You understand what I'm saying? It's a lose-lose. I don't know about how they continue this, and then I don't want to go off topic, but you see a lot of Caucasian people. They're into like weird stuff, man, like cuckolds and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just weird, man. It's weird. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to put it on one. I don't want to put it on one race or anything, but like I said, man, this is this is how they demasculate the black man. It was the ultimate emasculation of the African male slave for being defiant towards his white slave masters. Accordingly, buck breaking was an ungodly, evil disciplinary tool employed to strike fear into the hearts of African male slaves, his family, peers, and community alike, and that they were never to challenge their slave masters on any level. Often, African male slaves who endured such brutality and humiliation would commit suicide or abandon their families altogether. Now, they would do this because of the embarrassment that they go through. This you have to understand. This is what they consider to breaking you down. That's why they call buck breaking. You know what I'm saying? To break you down mentally. So now, when you see it in the music business and in Hollywood, and you ask yourself, so what's the connection, Jay? Why are they doing this in the entertainment industry? It's to spiritually break you down. You get what I'm saying? How can you go home as a man to your wife and your kids as a grown man, knowing that you just put on a dress and that the whole world will see it? You understand what I'm saying? This mess started with Flip Wilson. Now, I'm going to look up Flip Wilson, right? And Flip Wilson was a comedian back in the day. He started. I guess he was on some TV show back in the day. But Flip Wilson was he played characters and stuff like that with his comedy. He's got a comedy album. It's gonna blow your mind. He's got a comedy album called "The Devil Made Me Wear the Dress." If you don't believe me, look it up. Now, you say to yourself, this could be two meanings. The devil made me wear the dress. I mean, is he referring to the white man as the devil? Because back in those days, that's what they call Caucasian men. Or is he referring to literally, the devil himself? I believe black people have a lot of spirituality. You know what I'm saying? And white people do as well. So do Hispanics. all nationalities and ethnics have spirituality, strong ones. I just feel like ours as black people were basically destroyed. Why was our initial spirituality broken and destroyed? You have Asians, nobody's bothering them. You have Jewish people, nobody's bothering them. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. Hispanics, nobody bothers them with their spirituality. But what's so significant about the black African American spirituality? Why did our spirit have to be broken? You get what I'm saying? Why was our women and men raped and sodomized? What is why? You know what I'm saying? Why? I mean, you know, this is what we have here. You know what I'm saying? This is what we have here, man. Hold on, y'all. I wanna get to something, man. And I wanna talk to the women also, man. Like, hold on, man. Okay, so yeah, so a lot of women. Now you gotta also, and I don't want to jump off topic. I'm gonna make this quick. A lot of women don't know who Sarah Bartman is. She was the first black woman to be subjected to human sex trafficking. So this, these things that are and what's so crazy is that they made fun of her, you know what I'm saying, because she was a voluptuous woman, you know what I'm saying. They made fun of her and tormented her and raped her and did all kind of things. And now today, you got the opposite side going out and purchasing purchasing what black women are known to be born with. You get what I'm saying? It's to be honest with you, it's all ass backwards. They made fun of our lips, our full lips. They go and get Botox. You know what I'm saying? They make fun of our the women with huge behinds. They go out and get fat transplants. Just I don't know why, but it's an ongoing question for me. But I'm gonna get back to buck breaking. So it started basically with Flip Wilson. You know what I'm saying? Flip Wilson was the first black entertainer to introduce this into Hollywood. They allowed Flip Wilson to get very far. And then you had your Richard Pryors, you know what I'm saying? Then you had your Eddie Murphys. Then you had your Martin Lawrences. Then you had so on and so forth and everybody. I mean, I can't name one black entertainer that didn't put on a dress. I mean, everybody. Even my dude Wesley, man. And I fuck with Wesley Snipes, you know what I'm saying? But, it's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? It don't make no sense. And now it's gotten to the point where it's trickling down into hip hop. You understand what I'm saying? So, you got individuals that they want to be a part of this business so bad, whether you want to be an actor on TV or you want to be an artist or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Even in the NBA, they got them wearing dresses and mess like this. You understand what I'm saying? This is now these people go home as men. They go home as men, right? But the whole world they have been exposed to the whole world as being demasculated for wearing a dress. Now you don't think they're being criticized? So when they put on the dress, somebody is saying, bruh, somebody's sitting home on their couch like, bruh, what the hell has he got on? You know what I'm saying? But that don't take away the fact that if the same person said, what the hell does he got on, and seen the dude walking down the street, that he wouldn't try to get an autograph. You get what I'm saying? There's only a few selective people out here that probably be like, bruh, I don't even want the autograph, but what made you put that motherfucking dress on, bruh? You know what I'm saying? And they gonna give you the cliche answer. You know what I'm saying? I did it for the bag. That's what people is doing this shit for the money. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. And I didn't want to make this too long. I didn't want to go on a tangent about it because it's spending too much time on sexuality and stuff like that. But I just wanted to get that out there to y'all real quick, man, and tell y'all that it's real, man. You know what I'm saying? It's real. It's real, man. You want to be in Hollywood. You want to be, you want to be in the music business. You got to have a strong spirit to be dealing with that, man. Or you got to have no spirit at all. Those are their best. Those are their best clients. The ones with no spirit are their best clients. You know what I'm saying? But if you woke and you trying to go into business, it ain't gonna last. You ain't gonna last long, bro. Because the minute you see some shit that you not jacking, you out of there, man. You out of there. Not saying they gonna take you out, but you ain't gonna want to deal with that no more. I wish everybody peace and prosperity, man. You know what I'm saying? I want everybody to stay safe during these times, man. We got at least a month and a half left of 2020. You know what I'm saying? And I just want everybody to take care, man. You know what I'm saying? And do your due diligence on this shit.